Hello, my name is Sophie and I work in the finds department at Wessex Archaeology. When we dig artefacts up out of the ground, there are lots of rules and regulations that we need to follow. Today's story is about a mole who teaches his friends all about these rules and regulations and how they're used. Here he is. This is Arno, and today's story is called Arno the Archaeologist and the Metal Detector. Archaeology is not just about clues from the past. The subjects involved can be wide and vast, from myths and legends to science and chemistry, to geography, philosophy, maths and history. There is a fellow who knows this well. He has great big claws and a sharp sense of smell. His name is Arno and he is a mole. He absolutely loves digging a hole. One evening Arno was digging a mound. There were different layers of soil in the ground. These layers represent different phases of time, and they would hold objects, bone and grime. Whilst working through, he saw something glint. Arno picked up an odd piece of flint. "I want to know what this is," he cried. "How old, how was it made, who by, and why?" He ran to the museum on the other side of the woods and looked for the curator as fast as he could. She was very clever and she'd often scowl, but she was not nasty. Her name was Old Owl. "Goodness me, this is brilliant," she said. "What you hold in your hand is an arrowhead." "What is that?" he asked in surprise. "A prehistoric tool," she said, "that was used worldwide. This arrowhead was used to hunt or fight. Very hard to replicate, try as you might. It provides clues on who lived here before and how they used landscapes. Were there more?" "I only found one," Arno said proudly. "I'll look more tomorrow, for now I am drowsy." Happily Arno began to walk home, pondering types of mud and loam, thinking about prehistoric women and men and what they would have used to build their dens. But what happened next? Where did they live after? What other skills did they then have to master? As he walked past a crooked old church, he heard trees rustle and saw something lurch. It was Mr Magpie with a metal detector, looking hungrily around for buried treasure. Curiously Arno quietly approached, worried ancient artifacts soon could be poached. He looked at what the bird had found, keeping his head close to the ground. The bird looked up with something shiny in his beak. He took off and flew up a tree to the peak. "I have some treasure. It looks very expensive. I could sell it or keep it and look non-repentive." "Come back," Arno shouted. "Come back down here. That is not yours. It belongs to the community near." "It is mine," huffed the bird as he tossed it to his nest. "It looks like treasure, my personal best. It is everyone's heritage and for us to learn from. You are stealing. It should be in a museum. But it is shiny and pretty and it is all mine. Why are you wanting this piece from old time?" "Because we can learn about the cultures of old and display it to the public, high and bold." "It is no rubbish what you collected there. All the information is important. How, why, when, where?" Mr Magpie looked surprised and dropped it down. "Stop telling me off. You are making me frown. I love keeping these old things that I find. I do not care what you have in mind." Let's show Old Owl what you have found and the methods you use to extract from the ground. It is not just what you find but the bigger picture too, that tells the story of the masses and few. We can learn about how people would explore their knowledge and lifestyle. We can learn more. Archaeology has rules which we need to follow, even if at first they seem hard to swallow. Fine, fine, whatever you say, but this will mean I lose my pay. I'll see if the old owl can change my mind. I bet she won't. It's a money-making find. Miss Owl thanked Mr Magpie for reporting the treasure. Now an action in time can be newly measured. She told the whole town of his honest delivery, which opened up new historical mystery. All the townsfolk applauded his honesty and started to interpret the newest discovery. Saxons were here. We didn't know this. You are clever to debunk the myth. Now we know more about our home and community, so we can enjoy our community history. I am glad I did this. Archaeology is better than storing an old piece of unknown treasure. Thank you, Arno. Now I love archaeology. The objects I find have so much symbology. So, thanks to Mr Magpie's decision, everyone was then able to enjoy learning and looking at the artefacts. Bye bye for now.